For the next 30 days, I'll be learning how to make a game. But first, I had to pick a game engine. I picked Unity because this is how Unreal ran on my computer. I downloaded Unity onto my computer and started a project. But I had no clue what I was doing, so I needed some help. I looked for a while and I found this multi-part tutorial series that I thought should give me a good foundation. Anyway, I spent the next 5 days following a tutorial. Following a tutorial, you would think it would be pretty hard to mess up. When misspelling one line of code, you may have to spend a couple of minutes trying to find the bugs. But some of the bugs were almost impossible to find because they were found in the Unity editor, so not even ChatGPT could solve my problems. So I decided to throw that game out, but I wanted to check what I learned, so I made this Flappy Bird clone. I know, it's pretty amazing, but I knew I had to take a different approach to learning. While bug fixing, I realized I had no idea what any of the code meant. So for the next 5 days, I followed this C# course. But after all that intense training, I knew I had to make my first actual game. The game was focused on clicking balls, so the score goes up. And I was dominating the code until... After reaching 9, the score would stop at 1. I thought maybe it was my computer maxing out on RAM, or the code, but it was because the text box wasn't big enough. After I finished that project, I wanted to make a 2D platformer. And the first thing I wanted to add was a gun. Since my drawing turned out like this, I had to borrow one from Google and import it in the game, but I actually had to add shooting, so I added a spawn point and velocity for the bullet. Although the game played fine, the game looked bad, so I added some light bloom effects, and this is what the game looks like now. But I still didn't like how the lava looked, so I decided to create the shader graph. The shader graph took me 2 days, but I guess I have good looking lava now. While creating this game, I decided it would be a good time to start making YouTube shorts. I decided to borrow an idea from another YouTuber called 1 subscriber equals 1 line of code, but to make it original, I made it 1 subscriber or like or comment equals 1 line of code. And instead of making a 2D game, I would make a 3D game. Because I hadn't made a video in the series yet, took the stats from the last video and made a game using 25 lines of code. The character could barely move, but the next video got 53 lines of code, so I made the movement script better and added jumping. But the only problem was that my environment looked bad. But after downloading and learning Pro Builder, I made this in a couple hours. That's pretty much all I did for the 30 days. Overall, I don't think I did that bad. Can we get 10 likes?